So I'll start.
Girls. I'm Luke from Bungie.
Brian from Bungie.
And I really like the fact that it's just this sort of white noise that's coming out from behind you.
Can we get Halos and some music? Seriously?
Some monks, please.
It worked.
So what we're here today is to finally be able to talk about Halo 3 Recon, which is our next game, and it is an expansion to Halo 3, which came out last year.
And the difference this time around is that you'll not play as the Master Chief. You'll actually play from the perspective of an ODST who's been dropped inside the city of New Mombasa after it's been occupied by the Covenant.
Okay. Why have you chosen to launch it here? Because, to be honest, I've spent the past week with people in the Japanese market, right?
And they're huge Halo fans.
Yeah, they're massive. I think 1 and 2 you sold 100,000.
You have more information about that.
No, I do actually. You sold 100,000 units of 1 and 2 combined, and 70,000 of Halo 3.
Well, Tokyo TGS is a game show where the worldwide media does descend on it. So it's sort of a thing where, regardless of the product's individual success here, is the simple fact is this is a place where the world's eyes are watching. And when we have that opportunity, that's a great place for Bungie to announce a game.
Anything to add to that?
I would agree, and I just think it happened to work out also nicely that the theme of TGS this year seems to be the globalization of gaming, and it's nice to be able to bring the Western games over here, and I believe Xbox as a platform is doing very well recently over here as well. So
recently, yes.
We're just happy. We're happy to finally be able to announce this game and share with our fans.
Okay. Well, it is an expansion pack, so it's not a full service game, spin it for me.
It's not a matter of spinning it. It is a standalone product that is an expansion to an existing game.
Okay.
So what that basically means is that Halo 3 Recon, the campaign portion of it, there's also a multiplayer component. The campaign portion of it is a brand new adventure, new campaign, a new hero. You're not playing as the Master Chief anymore. And then the multiplayer elements of it is like forward compatible with Halo 3. So there's and the first part of that will be releasing early next year is the Mythic Map Pack, which will be another map pack, just like we've done with Heroic and Legendary thus far.
Okay.
I was just going to say, we use the term expansion pack because it's probably the easiest to kind of get your head around, but I also think it could sell this game short because, to me, traditionally expansion packs are just sort of pick up where you left off, more of the same. And we've taken a lot of risks with Halo 3 Recon. It's actually going to be quite a different experience, not even just in terms of the ODST, but I think the aesthetics and the mood of the game will be somewhat different than Halo 3 itself. And but we happen to know our fans want that. They're looking for something different. They've been dying for a new way to sort of engage with Halo. So and it's also built on top of Halo 3 tech. It's a much smaller project for us in terms of just the amount of time spent on it, the amount of team that's working on it. This is a new experiment. We've never been in a spot at Bungie where we could actually do multiple games at the same time, and this has been a very short, nimble team that's working quickly and furiously, and this should be a very good surprise for our fans next fall.
You guys have such an amazing relationship with the fans, with BungieNet and all that kind of stuff. And is that something that you've brought with you throughout your history? Because you guys, you have a longevity that is really quite impressive.
Yeah, honestly, the Bungie and its community is the community's always been at the forefront of Bungie's sort of priorities and goals. Even back from the earliest days, every game Bungie's made has had a very rich community experience, a lot of multiplayer, social networking elements to it. I think Halo 3 is sort of the pinnacle of that when you have 4-player co-op, the ability to create and share files together. Recently, we've made the website an even more integral part of that now. We've had like 500 million files downloaded by users playing Halo 3. Just the amount of content people are making and sharing. I think it really is the culmination of 15 years of just building social networking into our games. And as a result, we have a very loyal fan base that keeps sticking with us day in, day out.
Do you have anything that you want to add to that? Because what's interesting about Recon is the user-generated content that you've got involved as well, don't you?
Absolutely. Recon's going to continue to incorporate stuff like the Forge. But to pair it on what Brian was saying, or to continue it rather, the file sharing revisions that come to the website, like Brian was saying, over 500 million files have been downloaded, and now we're giving users a better way to search that using a system that people are really familiar with, like tags. Bloggers tag stuff. Like, it's like, this is Halo, this is Bungie, and if it's tagged that way, well, we're bringing that same tagging system to our website to allow people to search for something like, say, Brian fail. So if someone searches for that, they might find an instance.
I don't fail. No.
They might.
It would say not found.
They might find a clip where a player killed Brian and knew it was Brian, and then tagged it Brian fail. And so, just that very simple concept, which isn't anything that we've invented, but it's something that we're integrating into the website, and it's going to make the file sharing system a whole lot easier. And another thing that we just announced is that after a year, we're finally able to render your videos. So if you make a clip and you're a Bungie Pro subscriber, you're going to be able to actually render out that video to the internet, much like you would with YouTube. We're going to eliminate the need for people to have a capture card.
Wow. Okay, so what does it require to be a Bungie Pro?
Bungie Pro is an annual subscription that people can pay for a nominal price, but basically it just rapidly it dramatically increases the amount of slots in your file share. So I think by default you have
you go from 6 files to 24 files.
So right now, out of the gate, everybody gets 6 slots, and you can move stuff in and out as much as you please. But if you're a Bungie Pro subscriber, then you get 24. So you can just keep more files at once in your file share.
Okay.
But I wanted to add too, Recon really is, for us, a labor of love for our fans. This is about us doing this game for our fans. People have been so supportive of our game. We still have 800,000 unique people a day playing our game a year after launch, and as much as they want to keep consuming the content, we're happy to provide it. So it's really us getting something back to our fan community.
What was it? Well, when you guys went independent, right? You actually lost ownership of the Halo IP, and how was that for you guys, having built up something, a labor of love?
Well,
how was that? How did
technically,
that feel?
we never really had ownership of the Halo IP. When Microsoft purchased Bungie years ago, the Halo IP came with that. So it really hasn't changed a lot in that regard. Believe it or not, we still have a lot of people at the studio that many of us still love Halo. There's still a lot of stories to tell, a lot of things we love to do in the Halo universe. It's kind of mind-boggling to see just the scope that Halo has grown to, but I don't think our fondness or desire to work in Halo has really changed that much since we become independent. But that said, we're also looking forward to original IP and things that are further down the road, and ways to sort of branch out and try to hit the next big thing.
Potentially on new technology.
We're always, innovators in games like Bungie are always looking forward to working on newer, more complicated technology. That's a big part of what Bungie's always been about, is pushing technology in new and interesting ways. But right now, we're still really focused on the Xbox 360.
Okay. Last question, because it is Tokyo Game Show podcast. Have you guys been on the floor?
We have. We walked the floor yesterday.
And what caught your eye? What would you
That's kind
say?
of a loaded
Quick review.
question. Brian's married.
Oh, hello.
Hey now. Honestly, it really my first time to walk TGS. It just reminds me of the early days of E3. Just the spectacle of sort of gaming, and just everything is just over the top, loud lights, people yelling at you in your face, pushing their games, and for me, it's a little bit of overload. There's a lot of role-playing games, a lot of characters that look very similar in very different booths, and it's a little overwhelming to take in. But I also just love how efficiently organized the game stations are, and it's easy to get up and play. And I hear tomorrow will be a much different story. But yesterday it was just a pleasant stroll through and sort of seeing where gaming's at today.
And
I'm just here for the girls.
I think that's a good place to leave it.
Sure.
No, but did you see anything on the floor that you wanted? Oh, I can't even figure out how to ask this question anymore. You brought it in there.
One of the things that Brian and I messed around with, we waited in line to play Street Fighter 4. A bunch of the guys back at the studio are huge Street Fighter fans. We have a Street Fighter machine in our office, and they'd be super angry if we said we came to TGS and didn't play Street Fighter. So we sat down and played a little bit of Street Fighter. We were willing to wait in line to mess around with that. It was a very efficient line, and they were very understanding that Brian and I want to play together. Equal skill level.
Fantastic. Thanks, guys, very much for that.